Peace and love, gamers and players. I am Colorwind, and this is Colorwind Plays Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back as part of Crash Week, where I'll be making a video each day of this week on the 5 Crash Bandicoot games for the PlayStation 1. I love this game. This is my favorite Crash Bandicoot game, and I will tell you why. But first, some info. The game came out on November 1st, 1997. It was published by Sony Computer Entertainment, developed by Naughty Dog, distributed by Universal Interactive Studios, and released a little more than a year after the first game. It also sold over 5 million copies in total.
Crystals. Of course.
But Dr. Cortex, to reach full power, we need not only your master crystal, but also the remaining 25 slave crystals from the surface. How do you expect to retrieve them when we don't have any Earthbound operatives left?
You fool! Do you think I'm unaware of the situation? If we don't have any friends left on the surface, then we need to find an enemy.
Crash? Crash? Crash! My battery is fried. Make yourself useful, big brother, and bring an extra battery for me.
This was a pretty major step up from the first game. There was quite a few various changes to the gameplay that made the game a lot more inviting to new players as well as older players. But we'll get to that in a moment. First off is the story. This takes place immediately after Crash beat Dr. Cortex in the first game. Cortex found some purple crystals. The objective of the game is now to make sure that you find each of the crystals in each level, and you use these crystals in order to help Cortex save the world. In addition to the storyline where you're actually now helping your previous foe from the first game, there's been several changes to the gameplay, most notably this. There's now a hub world in the game, and more involved cutscenes.
Well. If it isn't Crash Bandicoot, welcome. I apologize for the crude means used to bring you here, but I rather expect a written invitation would have been turned down. I need your help. Surrounding you are a series of 5 doors. Through each door lies a well-hidden crystal. The crystals look like this. Bring me the crystals, Crash. That is all I will say for now. We will speak again.
Now, instead of going from level to level and just completing them as you go, you're now in a hub world where you can see there is 5 different levels: Turtle World, Woods, Snow Go, Hang 8, the Pits, and Crash Dash, as well as a place to save your game. That's the other thing that's different. You can now save whenever you want. It's not just whenever you catch whether you collect a gem or finish a bonus round. So there's a lot more choice in this game, which is very inviting. We'll go into the levels. First one. The other thing about the game is, from the first game, that was pretty difficult. This game is not nearly as difficult, and some might see this as a negative, but I see it as a positive, because unfortunately, that first game was difficult in ways it didn't need to be. It was pretty superficial ways. So, that has been improved here with a more forgiving learning curve, to the point that the game does actually get pretty hard towards the end, but by that point, you are up to the challenge. You're up to the task. You've played the game long enough and have learned how to control Crash, which, by the way, the other thing is that he controls better. The controls are tighter. You can now control Crash well enough to handle those challenges. Another thing is Crash has a few different moves now. He has the ability to crouch, high jump, slide, and most importantly, body slam. body slam can be used to open doors. It can be used to hit more powerful enemies, and they can even destroy. That ability can also destroy metal crates, which is something new that's in this game. We'll just move forward. The graphics are a little tighter, or rather, they look a little better. Animations just seem to flow better, and the first game looked fine already as it was. But this game just seems to have gone that extra mile. That extra polish that just makes it look exceptionally good. The sound is also really well done. I always remember the Crash theme now. And Crash himself seems to have a little more personality. One thing also is, as you can see, there's these green crates now down there with the word nitro on them. They have nitroglycerin in them. They will explode immediately if you touch them. Sort of an upgrade from the TNT barrels, or crates rather. Needless to say, do not touch them. That's an extra danger now that's been put in the game, and it's nice. Just gonna move on. Those crates actually count towards your count, your counts of boxes. So that's where you need to find stuff like that. That will blow up the nitroglycerin crates. Now, while you are looking for crystals, and that's your main objective, in this game, the gems are now like the hidden objective. And the way you do that kind of varies. Most of the time, you can get a gem from collecting all the boxes in one level, but sometimes they just need to get to certain areas. It kind of depends on the level. There's even a way to get a gem by just not hitting any boxes at all. I'll give it away. It's in this level. If I were to not get any boxes at all, not break one single box, I would get a gem. The colored gems are still very special because collecting those will also unlock other areas. And there is still some form of backtracking in this game like there was in the first game, but it's not as severe as it was. And then now it's only... Well, I mean, it was optional in the first game too, but it's really optional in this one, since before you really wanted to collect the gems to be able to save your game. You don't need to worry about that anymore. So, less for you to worry about. And as you can see here, you can still use the mask. There are a few... There are some secrets that you can use here, but I just screwed them all up. Moving on. Finally, one thing to say about the controls is, in addition to the tighter controls and the new abilities, or rather, in addition to the tighter controls, Crash used to spin and then keep going forward. That's gone. So, if you want to do some precise platforming, you can. And it's very, very well welcome because of that. I don't know how else to say it. This game is so much better than the first game in every single way. The only way I can see it being disappointing for someone is that it's not as challenging. And it also has this dance. Crash will do that dance every single time he gets a gem. Another cutscene.
Well done, Crash! I knew I could rely on you. Now listen carefully. These holograms are hard to maintain. During the course of my intellectual pursuits, I have stumbled across a force that threatens to destroy the world. Crystals are the only means of containing it. The fate of the world is at stake. It is imperative, therefore, that you bring them to me.
There, Crash? Crash! Crash! Are you there? Are you there, Crash?
I should also mention Coco Bandicoot, and that's Crash's sister. The girlfriend that you had in the last game, she's gone. I don't know what happened to her. No one cares. But replacing her essentially is Coco Bandicoot, who is his sister and kind of like his guide. And you'll start talking to her soon enough. Now let's jump into one more level, because one thing that was actually present in the first game that I didn't show off was the running stages. In these running stages, you are running towards the cavern rather than away from it. And you're usually running away from a giant boulder, although sometimes they change that. As you can see, you have to keep on moving or else that thing will crush you and you will die. Oh crap! Crap, 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 crap. Nope, nope. Okay. Just made it. These sequences happen fairly often. Crap, 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 crap. One thing that's good about this game as opposed to the previous ones is now you can slide and that'll squeeze you up a bit. Ooh, okay. I'll speed that one up too. Overall, the level design is also is much improved in this game. Even though the locales are sort of the same, and that's kind of disappointing, the actual layout of the levels are pretty different and well designed. You'll have fun playing these. It's only the aesthetics that really kind of look the same. They're all various mountains and there it is. And mountains and treetops and jungles, swamps, that type of thing. And it's more... Oops, I just screwed that up. It's more varied than before. Like, you start seeing different types of things sooner, unlike the first game where the, like, science aesthetic levels were much later in the game. The different types of levels start coming out different here sooner. Like, you start running into ruins, you start running into more ice areas, that type of thing. So you'll see that a lot sooner, which is welcome. There we go. Whew, did it. And then there's the more like factory levels and science levels in later games. And then at one point you even get the ability to use a jetpack, so that's kind of cool. And there's stuff like that to kind of change things up. You ride a polar bear, because why not? So there's fun stuff like that. Okay, got it. Speed me up. Nope. Whoa. I am holding the edge of my thumbstick right now. I have no chance for error. No, I missed one. Crap, I missed a whole bunch. Oh well, I didn't get the gem. I'll have to try that again. But yeah, that is Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. It's a fun game. It's the best game in the series, in my opinion. The only one close to it would probably be the third in racing game, which I'll get to.
So, you were helping Cortex gather crystals, yet you have acquired a gem. Interesting. Well, Crash, know this. As long as you are allied with Cortex, you are my sworn enemy, and I will do anything in my power to stop you. If the fate of the world is truly your concern, you must gather the gems, not the crystals. If you obtain all 42 gems, I can use them to focus a laser beam that will destroy Cortex and the space station he's created. Until then, I must use my forces to stop you from gathering crystals.
That's Embryo. He's the one who wants you to help him get the gems. Anyway, yeah, that's Crash Bandicoot 2. It's really cheap. You can get it on the PlayStation Network for $6. Of course, you could also get it on the original PlayStation for a comparable price. I don't know. It's, you know, eBay, it varies. So, this has been Colorwind Plays Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back for the original PlayStation. I'll catch you next time. Take it easy. Bye.